Yeah, there are many challenges in the future, but also now. One challenge is to drive Deutsche Bundesbahn. Yes, but it works a little bit slow. I met many. Okay. I met many football fans from different countries drinking beer this morning. So, okay, my job is to present you something about the situation in Germany and Sweden. I'm not from Sweden, but I like Sweden very much because I'm there in summer holiday every year since I think 15 years. So we will see. Yeah, that's me. I'm doing the association work for Nibe, for the whole Nibe group. Working very close with Bundesverband Wärmepumpe, BWP, and doing everything for heat pumps since I think 29. I was working for the energy agency in North Rhine-Westphalia, doing the heat pump marketplace times ago. Now it's not a problem because everybody knows a heat pump, but in formerly times everybody asked what is a heat pump. And my challenge was with the declaration of a heat pump in a children's TV show. It's called Sendung mit der Maus. I don't know, the translation makes not sense. So, and now 3 years ago, the heat pump was declared in the Sendung with the Maus, and it was very good, and it was very successful because now everybody knows how a heat pump works. Hope so. Yeah, that's the Nibe group. We are not Nibe itself. We are many manufacturers. From this area, it's Alpha Enertech, Novelan, Hello Edgar, and other ones like Watercott and so on. So really big company. I think the next slides are very interesting for everybody, but we know them from the presentations before, from Thomas and so on. So we can, yeah, this is maybe a problem. We had some problems not only in Germany, also in whole Europe, sailing and heat pump sailings. And I don't know what is the right line for the forecast for 2024. I don't know. We discussed it very often in the Bundesverband Wärmepumpe, in the BWP, and we're not really sure how bad the situation will be this year. But we are hopeful. Everybody knows heat pump is the heating technology of the future. So maybe next year it's much more better. Yeah, that's the situation in Germany. We sell many oil boilers this year and in the last year. And it's completely crazy why we sold oil boilers. And I think it had to do with the energy crisis, with the war in Ukraine, and the people were very, yeah, they didn't know what is the right way. And when you have an oil boiler and you bunker your oil, you have your tank full with oil, everything is good for 1 year. Maybe that was the reason why so many people want to have an oil boiler. Gas boilers are also very successful, but not in this year. There are also some problems with selling heating systems in total and also in gas boilers. One reason therefore is, I think, the situation of new buildings in Germany, but also in the other countries in Europe, because yeah, the prices are very high for new buildings, so the market is not very positive for heat pumps, and maybe that's one reason why we are not very successful with heat pumps in this year, in the beginning of this year. Also in Sweden is now not the best situation. We are looking to Sweden because Sweden is very successful with heat pumps, but not just in the moment. I think it's a problem in whole Europe that the heat pumps are not very successful now. Yeah, elections. We can talk about politics, but it's not very successful to talk about politics because politics are not every time interesting for facts or for technical things, and so it's a little bit complicated. I will show you some pictures later. Yeah, the heat pumps in Sweden are very successful, beginning in the 19th. because there are different programs, and Sweden is a very big country, very large country, so there is no gas grid. It makes no sense to have a gas grid in Sweden, so many people have a oil boiler in the past. Because oil is not a problem, you can do it decentral, and everybody was thinking oil boiler is a good thing. But in Sweden, they doing the transition of heating systems 30 years ago. We start now, they do it 30 years ago. So that's a big difference. And then with different programs, they were very successful. So this is the time when they start the programs, and you see the use of heating oil in Sweden goes down. So that was one point, and the reason therefore was the price for oil was very high. There was a tax of carbon in 1990. We do it now. They did it 30 years ago. There are different building codes who give some permissions for buildings, for new buildings, and the price of electricity was very low. That's very interesting when I discussed with my colleagues in Sweden, and I told them that our tariff for a heat pump is about 24 euro cent. They say, no, that can't be. It's very high. I say, yeah, but it's that's the point here in Germany, because the electricity price is very, very high. Okay, we have national manufacturers like Nibe in Sweden and other ones. We have heat pump association. I think heat pump association are very, very important to give information to the politicians, like the EHPA, like the BWP and the other ones. I think it's very, very interesting, but not every time is this not every time very successful, because we have to talk about politicians. We have the growth in the beginning of the 2000 and building codes, as I told to you, and in Sweden nobody think that a heat pump can't heat a house. In Sweden there are the temperatures about minus 25 degrees, and everybody knows a heat pump can heat a house, also in winter time. In other European countries, that's not the information everybody gives to the people. And we had discussions in Germany with the politicians. They told us, yeah, when you have an old house or when you have very, very deep temperatures in the winter time, a heat pump is not necessary. It's not okay to heat a heat pump, where you heat your house with a heat pump. So we can learn from the colleagues in Scandinavian that a heat pump always is good enough to make a house warm also in winter time. So no problem, but also for bigger houses, multifamily houses, commercial buildings, I think the technology is so good, and we have so many machines in different capacities, like small ones, 2-3 kilowatt for very, very good isolated houses, to very big one, to megawatt ones for district heating and so on. So everything is technical, in a technical way is completely okay, but we have other things, other problems. Yeah, he was a problem. That's something to do with the electricity price. In every country we have some flexible tariffs, like maybe you know Tiber or Avatar or something like this. That's very interesting when you have a heat pump or you want to charge your electric car or something like this. And in Germany we started such things like flexible tariffs in 1 year ago. I think so. So I think that's for everybody who is interested in electricity, in heat pumps, in electric cars, is very interesting to know something about such tariffs. I did it in my house in February. I changed my electricity to Tiber, and now I was every time I'm looking to my Tiber app, how is electricity price. So that's very interesting to save money. But on the other hand, when the price is very high, there is a problem in the grid maybe, because everybody wants to have electricity and there is not enough electricity in the grid. So it's also very interesting to control the grid. And in Sweden, they did it since 10 years ago. So that's very, very big different to Germany. Yeah, and we have the politicians. There are some politicians who knows technical facts, and there are the others. And the others are only interesting in the next elections, in whatever, but not in technical things. So that's a big, big problem. And we had a campaign against heat pumps last year and in the beginning of, I think mainly last year in Germany and the year before in England. So there are the fossil fans are not interested in heat pumps, of course, and they started a campaign against heat pump. And the campaign was very successful, but not with facts, with fakes. So that was a big problem. And I give many presentations to end consumers and so on, and I have to declare them, no, that was not right, you have to do it so, and the heat pump works, and it's not very expensive, you can do it in this way and this way. I have a very, very old house where I lived in, and I have a heat pump 10 years ago, installed a heat pump 10 years ago, and it works perfect in a very old house, so it's not a problem. But we have to declare it, and we have to give the informations more and more to the peoples, and that's the point. Yeah, and this is part of the campaign against heat pumps, and now we have the situation that some politicians, maybe from the same party, says heat pumps are bad, our regulations are bad, and we have another one, that's the leader of the Christdemokratische Partei, who says, maybe we need more heat pumps. So that shows us I think when there is a good solution, maybe every politician says, okay, that's a good solution, so we go in this way. And in Sweden, they do it in this way. When they have good solutions, like heat pumps, like electromobility, they say, okay, that's good, so we do it. And in Germany, we are a little bit conservative. So everybody is thinking, maybe change is not good, maybe that's not the right way to change everything, so that's the point. Yeah. Energy prices, I told you before, is a very, very interesting and very, very important thing, because our electricity price is very, very high. When you see and compare the electricity price of gas and electricity is a very, very different. When you see in Sweden and in Germany, that's a very, very interesting point, because when the gas price is very low, everybody says, okay, maybe it's a better way to have a gas boiler, and when the electricity price is very high, that's the point. So I think we talked with every political party to tell them, when you want to be successful with heat pumps and electricity, mobile electric cars, you have to do something at the electricity price, and that's, I think, the main point when you want to be successful with heat pumps. And every politicians we talk with, they know this point, but the most of them have no solutions how to change the electricity price in Germany. We told them, you can do it this way, they can do it this way, but they don't want, or they don't have the right solutions, or they're looking for the next elections. That's always the point with politicians. So that's maybe my last slide. I'm a little bit faster, because many slides are about figures, how many heat pumps are there, and we heard that from Thomas and from the other ones. So I think these are the main points, and we have to learn that these are also the main points for a successful German market is carbon tax. We have this point, of course, but not really now. I think it will be successful in the next years, but not now. Low energy price ratio is, of course, very, very important. A strong electricity grid, yeah. I think we have to do something at the grid here in Germany, because there are many parts of smaller cities where the grid is not very good. We have to bring more digital informations in our grid, and there are that's possible because we changed our rules and our permissions to that we have to bring more smart meter in our grid. That's very important. Subsidies. There are many subsidies here in Germany, but most of the people didn't know something about these subsidies. So we bring, or must bring, the informations to the people, and that's I think very interesting. Yeah, national manufacturers. We have many manufacturers here in Germany who are manufacturers heat pumps. We have a strong heat pump association, the BDWP, and yeah, I think we are on the right way, but 30 years too late when we compare it with Sweden. So I think to look to Sweden is always a good thing, because I will make my summer holiday there with my camper, of course. On the other hand, we can learn many things from Sweden and from the Sweden people, from the authorities and from everything. So maybe we will be successful here in Germany with a Scandinavian or Swedish way. That's it. Thank you.